Hi everyone, I'm Kalindu and welcome to a crash course on conflicts. Now you must have noticed the name of the project is Samatha, which in its direct translation to English means conciliation or reconciliation. So what is the prerogative need for any sort of conciliation? It is to bring about peace after a conflicting situation. Shakespeare said it very interesting way in Macbeth. He says, "Oh, when the hurly-burly is done and the war is lost and won, that is when peace becomes everyone's concern." Which is interesting because what drives a conflict? Because there has to be a driving force behind what a conflict is for it to proceed into a point where you need reconciliation, especially in the context of a family. Because what drives people to have such conflicting situations within their own households? That it requires conciliation. For that, let us look at the three types of conflicts that mainly deal with ADR. One of the main types of conflicts is conflict between person and person versus person, PvP conflicts. This, of course, is understandable. Children having problems with their parents, parents having problems with each other, and like the infamous one, Nanda and Lily fights. Yeah, those. So basically, there are always two people involved, and it involves disagreement or difference of opinion between two individuals, which causes rise of anguish and also frustration, which is what mainly ADR, when it comes to families, focus on. And then there's another interesting one, the second type of conflict, which is person versus self. Now, person versus self is a little tricky. I want you to understand that this is not specifically about depressive episodes that one may have, while that is indeed a part of it, but it is also mainly one not identifying themselves as a part of the family, which causes displacement. This is something that a lot of psychologists have noticed, especially a lot of them who do couples counseling. They've noticed that the spouse isn't feeling like a spouse. The child doesn't feel like a child. There's so much expected of them, and that problem between themselves, that identity crisis, is causing them to have a conflict within themselves about who they are. That is another thing that ADR tries to resolve between people. The third type is an interesting one, which is person versus society, PVS. This, of course, is not that applicable to family disputes, but it can be because there might be problems from your spouse's household, spouse's relatives coming in. There might be problems from your spouse's expectations of you from society. There might be problems from people expecting you things because you were a certain type of person before a marriage, or you were a certain type of person before you entered college, and now all of a sudden people expect you to go out all the time. People expect you to come to parties, but now you can't because you have restrictions at home, which is something that we all know about. But yeah, see, that's an interesting aspect of family disputes as well. So what ADR mechanisms do is identify what type of conflict it is and then find you the most optimal solution for these conflicts.